Hi everybody. This video is about adding polynomials. Well, if you know how to combine like terms, then you already know how to add polynomials. So my main hints for you are when you're combining like terms, the variable parts have to look exactly the same. So if I want to do this systematically, if I start with the first polynomial, I have 7xy cubed. So I have to look at all of the other terms and see if there's another x to the first power, y to the third power. The 7 is not important. So if you go through this entire problem, I do have another like term, an xy cubed. Now it's understood that the coefficient in front is a 1. And that's my only other xy cubed. So I can combine these two terms by just adding. Now be careful, there's a negative in the front, so we have to know that we distribute the minus sign to all three terms in the second polynomial. So when we combine the like terms that are underlined in green, we have 7xy cubed minus 1xy cubed. So when we combine those, we have 7 minus 1, that's 6xy cubed. Now, if you like, especially if you're doing this on paper, if you cross those out, you'll know that they've been dealt with. And now you move on. Well, next we have x squared, y squared, which I have underlined in blue. Well, that's not an x squared, y squared, that's not an x squared, y squared, and so on. We do have another x squared, y squared at the end. So, this is negative 3 plus a negative 5. So this is negative 3 minus 5. That's negative 8 x squared, y squared. Notice the exponents did not change. This term was x squared, y squared. It's still x squared, y squared. Again, especially if you're doing this on paper, if you want to cross this out as you go through, that's fine. And just do this very systematically. So we have a y to the fourth term. Well, that's not a y to the fourth, neither is that, but we do have one here. We have an 8y to the fourth. So we have 6y to the fourth plus 8y to the fourth. Well, 6 plus 8 is 14, so this is plus 14y to the fourth. And again, if you want to cross these out as you get done, that's fine. But just proceed one at a time. We have x to the fourth y cubed. Well, this isn't an x to the fourth y cubed, which means there are no like terms when we look at this one. Now be careful, this is not a plus 6x to the fourth y cubed. If you distribute the minus sign, this is a minus 6x to the fourth y cubed. And if you want to cross that out as you go through, that's fine. Now, there's one more here. I forget how many times I've underlined. 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 is fine. There are no other like terms because everything else has been crossed out. Just remember, we're distributing the minus sign in front. So negative times negative is positive. This is plus 2x. So this example illustrates how you add polynomials. All you do is combine like terms. Make sure you pay attention to any time that you're subtracting so that you can distribute the minus sign. And the main mistake that people make is when you're combining like terms, the exponents do not change. So going back a few steps, if you look at this term in blue, the x squared y squared terms, we had negative 3 plus negative 5. Negative 3 plus negative 5 is negative 8, but the terms were x squared y squared. That did not change. So when you're just adding or subtracting terms, The exponents on the variable parts do not change. And that's my main hint. Anyway, hope this video helped. See you next time.